Hey guys, this is Mike from Beat Tech Reviews here, and today we're going to take a look at the Coolpad Legacy from Metro by T-Mobile. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Now today we're going to take a look at the Coolpad Legacy, and I just want to give a big huge shout out to Coolpad America again for sending me this phone. This is actually my first phone by Metro by T-Mobile. Now I've had this phone for a little more than a week now, and it's given me time to kind of play around with it. I've already made a couple of videos on it, so if you guys want to check those videos out, please go to my channel and check those last couple of videos out. I did one about the camera, etc. like that, but today we're just going to talk about the phone in its entirety itself, my experiences with it, and how I like this phone. So again, this phone was released in early May of this year, 2019, and this is basically Coolpad's flagship at the moment, at least from what I know. I don't know if they're going to be coming out with any other devices, but just having this phone over the week and a half, I can tell you guys right away that I've been definitely impressed. Okay, first of all, the build quality is just amazing on this phone. I mean, all around, you have that big 6.4-inch touchscreen display. It's got a 1080 by 2160 resolution, so you know you have a very nice big screen to look at, especially when watching videos and other things like Netflix, YouTube, etc. Like, you know, on the rear, let's go to the back here, you have a 16 megapixel camera. On the front you have a 13 megapixel camera, so very good all the way around as far as camera quality goes. And I'm going to talk about the camera quality more towards the end, because I do have videos that I did shoot with it a couple days back, and I want to go over that. But again, you know, let's continue to go over specs, guys. Let me put the phone back down here. So going over specs again, this thing does have a Qualcomm Snapdragon 450 processor. It's an octa-core processor clocked at 1.8 gigahertz. It's got 32 gigs of storage with expandable memory, so you can put a micro SD card in there, so for your songs, pictures, etc. like that. One thing that has not disappointed me about this phone is its battery. Okay, it has a 4,000 milliamp battery, so basically it's going to get you through the entire day, maybe even longer depending on how you use this phone, but for the most part it is very good on its battery life. I have not had an issue as far as its battery life goes. It also comes with a quick charger, so definitely, you know, of course, no wireless charging, no NFC, nothing like that. But at the same time, you have to look at the price point of this phone. It's only $130 for Metro by T-Mobile. And definitely a lot of little things that this phone doesn't have that, you know, you can kind of deal without. So again, no NFC, there's no waterproofing on this phone whatsoever, so you guys got to be careful when you know, around pools or sinks or even the toilet so to speak. But you know, on the back there, it does have a very nice fingerprint sensor that it's relatively quick. I have not had any bumps with this fingerprint sensor. Like I'm just gonna tap it really quick, and you know, for the most part, I don't have any issues. I have not had any issues with the fingerprint sensor. It's relatively quick. Also has face unlock. Also, for those of you guys who are interested in face unlock, mine says right now that the face recognition just failed, unfortunately. But for the most part, it's been pretty good with the facial recognition. Also, considering that this thing does run off Android 9.0 Pie. So, you know, again, overall, I've just been very impressed with this phone. Again, you know, I'll go more into the cameras a little towards the end, but man, for the price point, this is probably one of the most budget friendly phones that I've ever worked with. And if this is Coolpad's first attempt at a, you know, very good budget smartphone, then I have all the confidence in the world that they will actually put out even better phones in the future. Okay, so cannot complain there. You know, this phone has things that newer flagship devices don't have, like that 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. You know, again, it's got USB Type-C charging. It's got dual speakers, although if you like cover one of them, you can only hear it basically out of one of them. So You know, it doesn't sound bad though for what it is. You know, this phone sounds really good. And performance wise, again, you know, you have that Snapdragon 650 processor, or actually, excuse me, a Snapdragon 450 processor. So it's not slow to by any means. I mean, you're gonna be able to multitask and go from app to app to app without any issues. Now, let me just show you guys again how Twitter and other apps like you know, Instagram, whatever work. Again, you can see me here that I'm just I'm connected to Wi-Fi, by the way. I did not activate this phone, but for the most part, you know, you're not going to get any stutteriness. It's very smooth and fluid. And again, guys, it's just a really impressive phone for what it is. Let's go to Instagram here, and we can show you guys Instagram. I really wish Instagram had a dark mode, by the way. So Instagram, if you're watching in on this, make a dark mode, right? But for the most part, ooh, look, I got a notification. J Money started following me. So for the most part, again, guys, very impressed on how this phone works. Again, the fluidity of the device is relatively good considering its price point. I have not used the phone in this price point yet, to where I have not experienced a lot of jank. And there is going to be a little bit here and there. You know, it's not going to be a perfect phone, but at the same time, you know, would you rather buy this at the price point that it's at, or would you rather spend another $150 on a device like the Moto G7, which, you know, basically has all the same features of it, minus maybe just a few things that you know, go with it. So, you know, again, you know, I would rather spend the money on a cheap phone like this than have to basically go through you know, the other devices. So let's see. Again, price point wise, it's again $130. Let's take a look at some video quality here on YouTube. And again, excuse the slow loading times. That is my Wi-Fi. It is not the actual thing. So let's go ahead and give you guys some sound from the speakers, and I might have an ad here. Let's see. If I do, I'm gonna just put the phone aside really quick. Okay, let's go ahead and skip the ad.
This is Mike from B-Tech Reviews here, and today is the unboxing and overview of the Coolpad Legacy from Metro by T-Mobile. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So here is the Coolpad Legacy by Metro by T-Mobile.
That's all the way up, by the way. Look at that.
I sent this phone from Coolpad America after getting in contact with them over the past couple of weeks here, and I was lucky enough to have them send me out this unit here for a review. So just for reference though, guys, this is the first time I actually unbox and open it.
And I completely forgot that I have a lav mic connected to me, guys. So if the sound quality doesn't sound good on your end, it's because I do have a lav mic. So totally didn't even think about that. But overall, though, this sounds good. I want to give it maybe like a 7 out of 10 when it comes to playback. You really have to kind of get it past that 70% mark in order to hear it really well, though. So that's one thing that I want to just give feedback on as far as that goes. Other than that, though, really good. You know, one thing that I probably failed to mention at the beginning of this video is that, yes, this phone does have a little bit of bezels on top and on the bottom, but it's not to the point where, like, you know, it's gonna bug you that much. It has a little bit of a chin, but not too bad. One thing that I want to see Coolpad do probably is, if you know, up here on the upper left hand corner, you do have a LED flash that is an indicator for charging and you know, notifications. It turns green. I don't know if there's apps out there that allows you to change the color on that, but for the most part, you know, have an option to change the colors. I think that would be pretty cool. I remember the original Nexus devices had that, where when you would get notifications on like Twitter or Instagram or whatever, Facebook, it would actually change colors from the app that you were actually getting the notification from. But other than that, you know, again, there's no issues as far as the bottom bezels whatsoever. Again, for normal usage, you know, your normal drop-down menu bar looks like this. You know, you have your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth, your battery saver, your do not disturb, your flashlight, which, you know, people are, woo, hello, it's brighter than it looks, I'll tell you that much on camera. But you have your flashlight, airplane mode, etc., and then you have screenshot options, your hotspot, and it also has a night mode option, which for some people might be very good, because, you know, it's going to be less strenuous on the eyes, guys. And for the most part, you know, if you guys have issues seeing at nighttime, when it comes to the brighter lights, night mode is going to help your eyes out a lot. It's technically supposed to be better for you. So again, you know, guys, for the most part, I'm very satisfied with this device and how I've been able to use it the past couple of weeks that I've had it already. Now there is a little bit of gripes when it comes to the camera, and right now I'm gonna go to the camera mode and kind of just show you guys, you know, exactly how the camera mode works, etc. like that. So camera mode wise, this thing is not bad. It has a lot of good little features. So you have your video mode, which, you know, shoots in 720 and 1080p. Don't know if it's picking that up or not. You have regular photo mode, which will allow you to turn on and off your HDR. So your HDR setting is over here. You have your, again, timer mode, which you can time it to 3 seconds up to 10 seconds. You have your automatic flash, which is pretty typical. Of course, it does have a different type of filter, so you can, you know, change it to black and white. You can change it to, you know, a negative mode, so that the pictures kind of look trippy. I'm gonna take a picture of that, by the way. That looks pretty cool. And we can go back and look at the picture really quick, so you can see there that the camera is actually relatively quick in taking pictures. And one thing that what surprised me the most is that this thing does have a night shot mode over here. So let me see if I can get that for you guys. Has a night shot mode, and I did take a bunch of pictures in the evening in regular mode and in night shot mode, just so you guys can kind of see the comparison. I wouldn't say it's nearly as good as the Pixel 3 or the Pixel 3a. I think they kind of own that when it comes to night shots, but for the most part, for having a phone being able to use night shot mode and experiencing night shot mode, you can really tell the difference on what you have there. So definitely I'm going to show you guys a few shots before I finish up here on the camera mode here. It does have a slow motion mode and a panoramic mode, so it's missing a time-lapse mode though. I wish that this phone had a time-lapse mode on it. A lot of the newer devices out there are coming out with time-lapse mode, so just one thing to note if you guys are looking for a phone to take video or time lapses with. Again, basic features like all mode, shutter sound, geotagging. You can change the aspect ratio. Right now I have it set to 14:3. Again, the front facing camera is set to 4:3, and let's see, video resolution only goes between 1080 and 720, so you have no other options as far as video playback there. And same thing with the front facing camera as well. That's the back front facing camera. You can actually shoot in 1080p and 720. So the front facing camera shoots in 1080p, so that's relatively good if you guys decide that you want to vlog with a phone like this. I think that you can't complain too hard on that. No 4K obviously, but again, do you really need 4K? You know, when buying a phone under $150, or do you expect 4K? I don't expect 4K, but as long as it takes good 1080p video, I can't complain. So now let's talk about the video before I talk about pictures. So a few days ago, I actually posted a pic, you know, I did a video, or I went out and shot with this specific device. Now I went to an environment that was kind of dark, but it was also kind of lighted in some areas, and I'm talking about like decent lighting. I'm not talking about like poor lighting. So I went out and shot some video with this, and I'm not 100% sure why, but I had a lot of issues with the rear facing camera here. And if you guys want to check that video out, I'm going to post that video in the link below, or I'll post it in the card towards the end of the video. But I had a lot of issues with the rear facing camera for whatever reason. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if it's a bug or a glitch or just some sort of, you know, minor hardware issues with this device. But whoa, what is that noise? Okay, so I'm sorry, this thing started making noise over here. So I don't have a gripe with the actual cameras itself. I think that it takes really good pictures, but for whatever reason, the night mode or the video mode on the rear facing camera is really bad. So when I mean really bad, it takes really low light shots. The camera has a really hard time focusing. It's really grainy. I had a better performance with the front facing camera than I did with the actual rear facing camera, especially at nighttime. So let's see if I can get that going for you guys. So front facing camera, which I still have this thing set to negative. I don't know why. Hold on, let's see. Okay, hold on, let me change that mode back to normal. I'm in negative mode. So I had a really hard time, maybe we can put myself in the shot here there. So I had a really hard time shooting again with this at nighttime, the front facing camera had no issues, but the rear facing camera, for whatever reason, again, just had a lot of issues. And again, I don't know if that's a software bug or if it's just something that Coolpad didn't look into. A lot of other YouTubers posted on the comments after that video saying, hey, I don't have issues with that on my phone. So maybe it's just this specific tester unit that Coolpad sent me. But again, this thing was brand new in box. It wasn't open or anything like that. You know, I basically unboxed it like if it was a brand new phone. So just one thing to note, guys. But other than that, I'm really impressed by the camera mode on this specific device. If others have this and they tell you, hey, that their camera is good or whatever, that could be true. Again, mine might just have that issue as far as filming or recording on the rear facing camera and video, because it wasn't just the lighting. It was like, you know, it was really shaky at times also. And I was actually using a tripod or a gorilla pod, whatever you want to call it, and I was still getting a lot of ugly feedback from it. So again, I'm going to post that video in the card towards the end of this video so you guys can check that out and you guys give me your opinion. So going back, guys, let's go ahead and show you those photos that I took, and we can definitely share with you guys and let me know what you guys think, and we're going to do that right now. All right, guys, and we're back. So again, I appreciate you guys taking a look at those photos that I took with this. Again, I'm very impressed by the camera quality on this device given its price point, and now that you guys can actually get this phone off Boost Mobile for, I believe, $99. So you're probably going to end up seeing this phone on other prepaid carriers such as Virgin Mobile, Boost Mobile, maybe Simple Mobile, or whatever it's called, Simple Wireless, and just other carriers in general. I had asked Coolpad, hey, are you guys going to just release an unlocked version of this? And they told me maybe if the market is, you know, basically asking for it. So I mean, for the most part, super impressed by this phone. It would be a big seller in my opinion if this did sell as an unlocked device, and that's just my 2 cents on it. But for the most part, guys, for what you're paying and for what you're getting, you cannot really complain too hard. I mean, I know I've been known to nitpick in the past about certain devices and whatever, and that's because me as a consumer, you know, we buy the devices, you know, we can tell you right off, hey, if it's bad or good. But for the most part, you know, Coolpad is not paying me to say this. So just take that with a grain of salt, that I believe this phone is worth the money. If you're going to look into buying this phone, guys, it's definitely worth the money. If you're considering spending over $200 on another phone with similar specs, I would actually go with this just because of the price point. Save that extra $70 to $100 and get yourself a Coolpad Legacy. You know, the screen's beautiful. That's one thing that I probably did not mention. Right now I actually have the brightness set to low, but we can go back and actually brighten that. Hold on, I did something wrong there. Right now I have it set to like 20% or whatever, but you can actually brighten this up a little. Let's see if I can do that. And you know, when you brighten it, you can definitely tell that it's more, that, you know, it's definitely a lot brighter there. The reason why I don't is because my camera is kind of weird, and it's very saturated at some points. So I like to have it a little low so that it picks up for you guys. Again, just other things about this device that you guys might not know about is Android Pie does allow dark mode on this, so you can actually change this back to light mode, or depending on your wallpaper. Again, right now I have it set to dark mode, but you know, it doesn't have any major features that, you know, I would really want to go over. I mean, basic stuff that goes with Android, your accessibility, you know, it allows you to change the font size, the display size, you can turn magnification on or off. Let's just go scrolling down here a little bit. You know, you can have the auto, or you can have the power button set to turn hang up when you're on the phone. You can change it to mono audio if you're not satisfied with stereo. You can actually turn on high contrast text, so if I were to turn that on, you can kind of tell that, you know, the contrast looks a little bit different. Now it might not look like it on the camera just because of the way I have it set here. Allow real-time text messaging, allow messaging within a voice call, so that's pretty interesting. You know, your basic stuff. You know, it's got that face unlock for people that, you know, like to do face unlock. Let's test out the face unlock here on camera. Again, I'm not, and you see there it just opened on its own, so let's turn it off. I'm gonna turn it back on, and it works pretty quick for the most part. I think Android has gotten better with its face unlock features and whatnot, you know what I mean? So again, you know, this phone does not come with a lot of bloatware out of the box, just your typical Metro by T-Mobile, a few apps here and there, Google One, you know, mostly just Google apps. I mean, it doesn't come with a lot of stuff. It does have a built-in sound recorder, and for somebody that asked a while back on my on the unboxing video, they asked, does this have an FM radio tuner or whatever? Yes, it does. You do have to connect a pair of actual wired headphones to it in order for it to work, though. So if you click it, it's going to tell you, please plug in a headset to use the FM radio. So for those of you who are interested in that, and it does have a file explorer also, so you know, if you download things or whatever, you know, you can go straight here and it'll show you exactly where the file is. So again, guys, you know, this is my take on the Coolpad Legacy from Metro by T-Mobile. So please leave a comment down below and tell me what you guys liked about this video. Tell me what you guys didn't like about this video. You know, I do plan to make a few more videos, so don't think that this is the only video that I'm going to make. I'm probably going to do a gaming video and whatnot, and just kind of get, you know, try to make as many videos as I can with this device, you know, as far as, you know, what's going good with it, what's going wrong with it, etc. like that, as long as I have it. So again, guys, this is Mike from B-Tech Reviews signing off. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you guys like my channel, please hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that you guys can get updated on when I'm uploading my videos. And as always, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time.